Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today, as the title says, I'm gonna talk about Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald. First of all, I'm not gonna say spoilers, like I'm not gonna actually call names and do things, but I do think it would make more sense for you to watch this video after seeing the movie, but I don't think I'll say anything that really would shock you, or like I won't say any spoilers, otherwise I'll bleep them out. I just wanted to say that disclaimer. So let's start with what I thought about the movie. My initial reaction, and like the two friends I've watched the movie with, they can vouch for me, but my initial reaction, like the credits started to roll and I was just sitting there being like, and that just wraps up my experience with the movie. A bit of background on me. I've been a Potterhead, like I've been watching the movies since they came out. I grew up with them. I grew up with my mother reading the books herself, not to me apparently, because I wasn't worth that. But like I grew up with all of the movies. My parents were reading the books. I'm reading the books for the first time now. I know it's late, but I wanted to read them in English and not Dutch, so. And just like the morning before I was going to watch the movie, like Crimes of Grindelwald, I watched the first Fantastic Beasts again. I think if it would have been a different franchise, Fantastic Beasts by itself, it was a great first movie and it was an okay sequel. That's how I feel. But then if you also know like what J.K. Rowling can do, and like her storytelling can become such masterpieces as the fucking Harry Potter movies, then I'm like, hun, what? I feel like everything was very rushed. There was no backstory. Way too many people that you're like, wait, who are you? Or at one point, like 30 seconds into the movie, there's a guy that apparently we have to hate, and I'm like, okay, I don't like you, but who are you? And then that same person like comes up again in an alley somewhere. Like he comes up often, but he has like a couple of scenes, and then there's an alleyway. If you've seen the movie, maybe you remember this. And that's halfway through the movie. He's come in different scenes, but the alleyway was the moment my head was like, oh wait, the guy from the previous scenes was the same guy as in the fucking first scene. We hear his name, I think, once in the movie as well. I'm like, who are you? Also, I don't think this is a spoiler because it's literally 30 seconds into the movie, but Newt has a brother? Where does that come from? Also, all of the, like, there's a lot of changes in personality, I feel, or like in what I thought was the personality of the characters from the first movie. They don't have the same depth anymore. Newt isn't as quirky and awkward anymore. I'm not even gonna talk about Queenie. I don't know, like a lot of it happened and I felt like it was rushed a lot, and that it was just that J.K. Rowling was like, well, I have this bullet list of good ideas that could make a story, and then instead of her writing a story about it and spending time on wanting to write a book, they just made the bullet list into like oh, crazy idea, let's do this, let's do that. Like, I felt that from like the moment you feel like, oh, okay, the movie's coming to an ending, which I feel like we're all picturing the same moment right now. It's like, oh, the movie's coming to an ending, and then it's like, oh wait, what are we gonna do to make people want to watch a third movie? And then it's just like, plot twist, plot twist, plot twist, plot twist, end of the movie. And I'm just like, why? Like, it wasn't necessary. It wasn't like, if it, like, even if it would have ended on a good ending and there would have been a third movie, I would have watched it as well. Like, it's not like the first movie had a lot of open endings. It didn't have a lot of plot twist near the ending. It didn't have a lot of story you could like wrap into, which is maybe why this one is a bit chaotic. To say that, like, that's like, I feel like it's rushed. I feel like it was really rushed, and I think like as a standalone action movie, like, it wasn't bad, you know, like it's not bad, it's just I'm sad, I think, because I feel like J.K. Rowling can do so much better, and she has done so much better, and I feel like now it's like, oh wait, it's just another one of the movies, and just let's just, and it's a movie, and like I'm a bit sad about that. Like, every time I think about like all of the like new characters that didn't get a proper introduction, that just showed up, that didn't have multiple layers towards them, like, and then it's like awkward forced scenes, and then it's like weird ass family trees that I'm confused about, and it's a lot of confusion, but not the confusion where you're like, how would that be? I can't wait to find out. Now I'm just like, what was that? And I don't know, like, if there's a third one, I will definitely watch it, but I will be more cautious about what to expect. And I must say, like, I went to the theater knowing that other people who watched it were not super impressed, had their doubts, so maybe that made me a bit more critical about like how everything was, and make me notice more as well, plus the fact that I'm reading the books right now and that I saw the movie like right before the thing. I think that changed some things, so I feel like if you're not very like, because I was like, at the end of the movie I was like discussing like the weird family trees, and I was like, what, which not even like the biggest one, but just like, well, if that if that then how, and then like my friend was just like, I don't know that much of the backstory of the books. Like, I'm like, okay, so that's like, it's okay. Like, I was confused about stuff like that. So I think if you go there open-mindedly and you don't know too much about the story, or just if you don't expect too much, I feel like that's the problem. J.K. Rowling has done such great things that we now expect a lot. And she's made, she's made 9 beautiful movies about the Harry Potter universe. But just this 10th one, I feel like for the number of it should have been great, but it was just disappointing. It really felt like it was like the action movie plot, you know? In an action movie, I'm okay with like people being very shallow, not having a lot of backstories, but that's not what I expect from J.K. Rowling. I feel like that's more my problem. Anyways, I'm rambling on, saying the same thing 7 times. Let me know what you thought about the movie, and like in what perspective you're from. Like if you're like, I'm a massive Potterhead and I thought this, or like I haven't seen the I don't know, I haven't read the books, I think this, which I also feel that the reason that it wasn't as good was because there were no books from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them and from Crimes of Grindelwald. So maybe also like I don't know as much about Grindelwald. Yeah, also like the flashbacks. Oh my god. Make your flashbacks clear. Make them more than 2 seconds. Give them their spotlight. Everything was so rushed. Okay. I don't feel like I've said anything with content other than I'm confused. I'm disappointed. But that's kind of my feeling about it. So, well, that was it. Please let me know what you thought about it. Let us have a discussion about it in the comments if you'd like. Would you want to watch like a 3rd movie? Do you think there is going to be a 3rd movie? Or not even? Or, I don't know. Let's talk about it. I want to talk more about it. And then I'll see you soon in the next video.